Hello, you're listening to another podcast by Holly Hall at AskHollyHall.com, your personal soul retrieval, clairvoyant, life and business coach. Now let's get started. Hey everyone, let's take a look at astrology. I had a dear client of mine, Lily Kim, ask me about what is the difference between a Pisces being born in the morning and a Pisces being born in the night. And I had said, it depends on the moon sign. And then she asked, oh, so a different Pisces in the morning or in the night depends on the moon sign. Now it gets complicated, so here's your lesson in Astrology 101. This is in the group that I've designed on learning astrology on Facebook. Hopefully I'll figure out how to share it on Instagram as well. So, when I am looking at an astrological chart, I am looking at the map of the sky the day that you were born. This is not astrology. That is astronomy. And it can even go as far as astrophysics. So, for instance, in a very mundane astrology, we are looking at 10 planets and one satellite and one star. Okay, so the one that everybody is familiar with is the sun sign, and the sun is the biggest star in our solar system. And so you may be a Pisces, a Virgo, a Gemini, a Sagittarius, a Cancer, a Leo, a Libra, a Scorpio. That is determined by 12 bodies around our Earth. And those 12 bodies are constellations. There is the constellation of Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Leo, Virgo, Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces. 12 constellations. They surround the circumference of our Earth. According to the day you were born, the sun is shining through one of those constellations. And it changes because our Earth rotates. Okay? Now, the moon rotates as well. That's the satellite. And it changes through those constellations because it goes around our Earth 2.5 days. Every 2.5 days, the moon shifts. So it takes approximately 29 days or so, for the moon to go completely around our planet, Earth. And so that's 30 days divided by 12, approximately 2.5. And so it goes through those constellations as well. Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Leo, and so on. And then we have the planets. We have Mercury, Venus, and Mars. Mercury is about anywhere from every 2 to 6 weeks it takes. And that goes through the different constellations as well. And then we have Venus, we have Mars. So what the heck does that mean? The sun represents our personality and the lessons, the cloak the outfit we are here to acquire in this lifetime. But it's filtered through many other dynamics, because you are not just your sun sign. You are not just who you're here to learn. You are not just Kim. You're not just Sarah. You are not just Bob. You're not just Ryan. You are not just William. There's so much more to you than that. So then we have the moon sign. And the moon represents your emotional needs, your everyday to day interaction with life and how you respond to that. It represents your mother. It represents your childhood. And so if your emotional needs on a daily basis, according to your moon sign, are not met, you're often not a happy camper that day. Then there's Mercury, and Mercury represents communication and the transportation of that communication. So it represents communication and transportation. So it represents the mind, the thought, the written word, the spoken word, as well as how you receive that spoken word and that written word, and how you project that spoken word and that written word. And also, how do you transport that? It might be through writing, through speaking, through podcasting, through radio, through teaching, through silence. It might be just in silence and you're an excellent listener. And because of that, everything that has to do with transportation is represented under that, such as any types of traveling, cars, buses, airplanes, etc. And then we have Venus. Venus, as many know, is a planet of love. Mythology has taught us that. And the planet of love represents love. But it's not just like intimate love, as our earthling selves would like to think that's all love is. It's about how you love, what you love, who you love, and how you love yourself. What are your personal interests? What ignites you? What excites you? Where's your creativity? Where's your heart center? What do you gravitate towards? What makes you feel loved? What makes you feel loving? And what do you love? What do you love to do? How do you love to interact with life? And then there's Mars. And Mars is the action that you take, the reaction that you take. And so that is anywhere from what do you do to get what you love? How do you proceed to get what you love, what you want, what you desire? What is your passion? And then how do you express your anger? How do you express your frustration? And how do you direct yourself in life? When you're thinking a certain way, when you're wanting a certain thing, when you're feeling a certain aspect of yourself is being expressed. And then they interact with each other. Okay, let's get complicated. Then they interact with each other. One personality trait, such as how you communicate, can interact favorably or unfavorably to how you feel, to what makes you passionate. And therein lies our gifts and our challenges. Now, we haven't even touched on Saturn, Uranus, Saturn, Jupiter, Neptune, and Pluto. Those are the outer planets. They don't mean a lot because everybody in a generation... Okay, I'm not saying they don't mean a lot. Okay, hang in there. They are outer planets, and they represent generational aspects of yourself, because tons of people were born with the Saturn in Pisces, for instance. Tons of people were born with Pluto in Gemini. So, but what they do represent is when they interact with the inner planets. When Pluto, which is generational, interacts with your moon or your Mars, that's huge. Huge. Okay, so that's only when we're looking at your personality portrait in astrology. How I do transits and which is predictions, is I take a look at the planets now. Right now, if I were to look up at the sky, where are the planets right now? How are they mapped out right now? And how is that? If I were to take that and superimpose it on top of your birth chart, how is that interacting? How's the energy above reacting with the energy below, which is you? There's your lesson 101. Namaste.